Hello, Dharma Circle. Swati here, the embodied Dharma coach. Let's dive in and talk about March sidereal transits and moon wisdom. It is one of those months where it is a challenging month ahead. In fact, when I was doing my transit report this month, I started crying and thinking to myself, can we just skip over this month? Is there a way that we could just not do March? Well, here are the details, and maybe we can find some positivity as we get through this challenging month of transits. The month begins, of course, with Jupiter in Aries, K2 in Virgo, Moon in Libra, Mars exalted in Capricorn, conjunct Venus, Saturn, Sun, and Mercury in tight conjunction in Aquarius, and Rahu in Pisces. So that's where we begin the month. Mercury goes debilitated in Pisces on the 6th and collides with Rahu this entire month. So this is one of the main challenges for the month of March, and I'll talk a little bit more about this. We have Venus going into Aquarius on the 6th. This means that Venus is going to collide with Saturn for this month, and this is also a challenge for Venus and all things Venus. We have Maha Shivaratri on the 8th. This is a powerful time of silence and planting seeds, Shakti, in order for new growth, new life, and awakening consciousness. So Mahashivaratri is certainly a bright spot and a powerful time of year in the Vedic calendar. Sun moves to Pisces on the 14th. Mars goes into Aquarius on the 15th. We have the vernal equinox on the 19th. Saturn and Venus will be in exact conjunction, exact degrees on the 21st. Then we have Lakshmi Jayanti on the 24th, another beautiful Vedic celebration. We have a penumbral lunar eclipse on the 24th. This opens the 2-week eclipse cycle that is very significant for all of us in many ways. And there will be challenges that come with this eclipse cycle. We have Mercury moving into Aries on the 25th, so finally some relief from that debilitation and Rahu conjunction. However, that gap, that Gandanta between Pisces and Aries is actually very challenging. So anytime a planet jumps from a water sign into a fire sign, it can cause a lot of transformation all at once, and certainly can be challenging on the psycho-emotional body level. So we have to be mindful of that. We have Holi on March 25th. This is a lovely Vedic celebration as well, full of Shakti, life force, energy, and potential. So we certainly want to honor the sacredness of this time. Venus will go exalted in Pisces on the 31st. Some relief for the Venus issues. And then Mercury retrogrades on April 1st, and this starts a whole new cycle of Mercury issues that we'll be working with in April. Okay, so those are the transits ahead. These are the things to be mindful of. We have a new moon in Aquarius and Purvabhadra Nakshatra on March 10th, and this is a significant time for turning inward, especially because of Shivaratri. Mercury is debilitated, conjunct Rahu. Anytime we're working with a debilitated planet, that energy turns in on itself. It cannot express itself. And it has trouble really being its best self. Well, what does that mean for a debilitated Mercury? Well, this is communication, this is commerce, money, this is your creativity, your imagination, ideas. It's all things mental body. So the mind is very challenged this month, and certainly a debilitated Mercury is challenging for self-expression, communication, making money, the things that are required for entrepreneurialism. And to make matters worse, this mental body challenge is conjunct the shadow node, the north node, Rahu. And this shadowy energy can certainly cause challenges, confusion, doubt, uncertainty, and that is colliding with this debilitated mind. So we have to be really careful this month about choices, decisions, actions. There will be serious challenges for all things Mercury. And depending on where Pisces lives in your chart, this debilitated Mercury-Rahu conjunction will be taking place there. So you want to pay attention to the body part and the life theme that will be surfacing in this cycle, especially because it will be impacting choices, decisions, mental body, money, imagination, creativity, communication, and it is going to be very vulnerable to shadow, illusion, darkness, fear. We need to be very diligent with strengthening the mind this month so that we don't get lost in the darkness. And what's significant about this transit is that Rahu is transiting Pisces, of course, that's Mercury's debilitation sign, and Ketu is navigating Virgo right now, which is Mercury's exaltation sign, Mula Trikona sign, own sign. And we'll be looking at Ketu, we'll be getting Ketu's gaze, and this can cause challenges as well. Although there might be sudden shifts and changes, positive or negative, and it just really depends on your personal relationship with Mercury in your natal chart. This whole Rahu-Ketu transit, this year and a half transit of the shadow nodes through Pisces and Virgo is determined by the transits of Mercury and the transits of Venus. So we have to be paying attention to these transits and how Mercury and Venus impact you on a natal level in your natal chart, and certainly the dasha cycles that you're currently running and what's happening via transit. And so this is a particularly challenging month, especially for those who may not have a great relationship with Mercury already or Venus. So it will be extra challenging for people with Venus issues and Mercury issues. Remember that debilitated planets can't express themselves. So we have a mind that is having struggle to express itself, and it's going to be shadowed by illusion this entire month. Be careful of the choices that you make, and certainly watch out for depression, mental struggles, mental illusions, fear, worry, self-doubt. This is a big problem for the month ahead. And if you have issues with your mind anyway, or self-doubt is really strong, go ahead and get yourself set up for success this month. Get your team in place. Get a therapist. If you're not already working with one, if you are working with one, make sure you have extra sessions available to yourself. Set yourself up for success, and watch your communication, watch your self-doubt. Shivaratri is on March 8th with the new moon, and this is a very powerful time for deep silence. There's strong potential at this time. Shiva and Shakti unite and create life force energy. So this is a powerful time of potential. The new moon in Purvabhadra Nakshatra on the 10th is a time of holding opposites, extremes, opposing forces. This constellation is ruled by Ajay Ekapada, who is Lord Shiva, or the dancing form of Lord Shiva, Lord of the dance. This is a nakshatra that has to do with duality, holding this and, the both and. One foot is firmly rooted on the earth, while Shiva's other leg is lifted, poised, ready to dance, ready to move, open to possibility. And in this way, Purvabhadra, the constellation of Purvabhadra, and this portion of the sky, it supports the dynamics of duality and also wholeness. Also this spiritual and material reality. So, this is a cycle of potential. There's a lot of themes of potential, but we need to be proactive and we need to be taking right action that is dharmic. This is so important for this time. And it's often very easy to get lost in adharma when the mind is not strong, especially because we're going into an eclipse cycle this month as well. We're already feeling it. At the top of the month, the eclipse cycle starts to bring its shadow, its illusion, its fear, its doubt, its worry into the picture. And so we need to be very strong-minded this month. Get clear and focused. Be intentional with your actions, your choices, and your energy. The full moon in Virgo and Hasta Nakshatra is on March 25th with a penumbral lunar eclipse. The time of this full moon, there's a lot happening, and we're moving towards this dynamic all month long. And I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This is a very challenging month, and we all need to be very cautious, patient, slow down, and do your inner work. This is also an opportunity to be really proactive with your inner work. And this is not a time to be complacent and lazy. Do not make that mistake. There are action steps and choices that you should have been making months ago, and most people have kicked the can down the road, hoping things are just going to get better. March is your wake-up call. Whatever you've been delaying, whatever you've been putting off, whatever you've been avoiding, this is your month to get it done. We have 2 weeks left, less actually now, of exalted Mars. And so as Mars goes into Aquarius on the 15th, we lose this powerful action. And then, of course, we go into this 2-week eclipse cycle where taking new action isn't a good idea. So at the top of the month, this is really the time to get your ducks in a row, take concentrated, focused action, prepare for the future ahead, and don't get complacent. At the time of the full moon in Virgo and Hasta Nakshatra on the 25th, we have a lot going on. There's a stagnation of planets in Aquarius, and this is focused on Mars, Saturn, and Venus. This can create frustrations, inflammation with relationships. There may be pressure, anger, and there's this need for balance, seeking balance and alignment as you navigate the stops and the starts. When Mars and Saturn go into conjunction, it's particularly challenging for momentum. People get frustrated. Things aren't moving forward. And this transit of Saturn will ultimately win. I always say Saturn wins in the end anyway, so you might as well honor his ways and slow down, simplify, and progress may be very slow right now, but notice what's being refined for you. Saturn is the great refiner. Sun joins Rahu and debilitated Mercury in Pisces on the 14th. This brings more struggle. shedding new light on your mental struggles. Sun being the light, debilitated Mercury conjunct Rahu being the mental struggle. What is this mental struggle that you're facing this month? Rahu touching the sun is also going to impact the light of your soul, bringing turmoil, self-doubt, not being clear in your path with your purpose, disappointments, illusions. This can bring problems with your ego identity. Everyone this month is going through an ego identity shift. Go ahead, get ready for it because it's happening. And the pressure to transform and release and create something new is very strong this month. Holi, the celebration of Holi, comes on the 25th with this big full moon and eclipse energy and the vernal equinox. There is a lot of fertility potential possibility right now, but again, it's a very challenging time. It's not a time to be starting new things. So we're planting seeds of potential that will sprout later down the road. And this Hasta Nakshatra full moon on the 25th comes with Savitar, the god of dawn. This portion of the sky, this constellation brings the dawn, brings new insight, new awareness. You will be awakening to something new and very powerful right now. Pay attention. Pay attention to the insights, the awareness, and all the light that is showing up. Ketu has already moved into Hasta Nakshatra as well. So we have the Moksha planet, the south node of the serpent, of the shadow, bringing quick insights, illuminations, and this full moon activates that energy. So pay attention. Of course, the eclipse portal begins with the full moon on March 24th into the 25th, and this opens a 2-week eclipse cycle that is not good for starting new projects from a Vedic perspective. This is a spiritual time. This is a time to do your inner work. This is not a time for material world success or outside external action steps. It's a time to turn inward, focus on your shadow work, your spiritual development, and really transform the mental, emotional blockages and challenges that are surfacing. This is a time when emotions tend to intensify, and it's so that we can see what's not working. Mountains out of molehills. And that is so we can see what is the undigested grief, what is the undigested emotion that we have not been tending to over the previous cycles. Well, guess what? It comes up, it ruptures, and that is so we can face it and work with it during the eclipse cycle. The eclipse cycle will close with the new moon on April 8th. So we have this 2-week window for intensified inner work, and I suggest using it very well. There will certainly be plenty of challenges this month. Let's be gentle with ourselves. This is a time to be gentle, kind, compassionate to ourselves and others, and remember that this is a time to refine your Dharma, to really clarify your purpose, what's meaningful for you in this body, in this life. Are you moving closer to Dharma? Are you moving further away from it? Your actions and choices either support you in moving closer to the light of your soul or keeps you stuck in cycles of adharma and soul avoidant behavior. Be mindful of your choices, your action steps, and what you're focusing on. Don't spiritual bypass. Do the work. Ask for help. And face the fear so you can transform it. If you want more support and guidance in the month ahead, comment Dharma below. I'm happy to share my resources and tools with you, and let's have a chat. We'll see if any of my resources can benefit you at this time so that you can prevent more struggle and suffering and actually make the most of this cycle. There are good things that will be coming this month. For many of us, we will figure out what is not working anymore and what we absolutely have to change in order to make something different, something better, improve our life, and become more nourished in the process. If you want my guidance and support for your clear Dharmic path and your prosperous soul purpose, comment Dharma below and let's have a chat. I can share my resources with you, and looking forward to connecting. Comment Dharma below, and I'll see you in a clarity session. Bye, everyone.